Richie, thank you so much for coming on to My City Dance Series. It is a pleasure to have you on and to be able to interview you here in the city of Reading. And we actually just worked with Sarah recently of the previous episode, so I'm sure you've probably seen it and you've probably seen her grow as well. So it's really nice to be here with you as the second dancer we're featuring in the city of Reading. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a blessing to be here, honestly.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, thank you for joining us. So I wanted to get into some of the questions with you in regards to your dance background, right? And so kind of tell the audience a little bit about how you got into dance and, how dance has impacted your life.
Oh, okay. Word. Honestly, I got into dance because of my dad. He's a breaker. So all my life I knew dance from him. And also growing up in church, we do a lot of praise dancing. So that really started it all off. And then from there, watching like the greats like Michael Jackson, pretty much for me, only Michael Jackson was I was allowed to watch. But then as the era went on, I got older, I started to watch like Chris Brown and like all the rappers and singers who ever dances. So like really kind of sparked it. And then the crumping came out from it, like the rise, I watched that. So that was a whole bunch of different things that I was into as well. I'm kind of lost a little bit, but it's all right.
No, that's right. That's really awesome. I actually grew up watching Michael Jackson too. Michael Jackson has always been a big fan. I mean, even my dancing is inspired by Michael Jackson, some of the dancing that I do. So I grew up with watching him too. I think that's really, really cool. And so, your dad was a breaker.
Yeah.
So what is that like for you to see that your dad's legacy and what he's done in the dance community, passing that down to you? Like, what is that like for you?
It's interesting because my dad, he got sick when I was real young. So like he wasn't able to continue on dancing. But he was always like, teaching me and like, yo, this is the basic, for breakers. He's like, you're not a break dancer, you're a b-boy or you're a breaker. That's it. Kind of told me the foundation on that. And then like he really inspired me to keep going, like kind of like handing the torch. Like he was always telling me like, since I never was able to, make my dance studio, he wanted to make it Touch of Class. Like he wanted to name it Touch of Class Studios, Dance Studios. And he never really went off with that dream, you know what I mean? So ever since I was younger, he always talked about like him dancing in New York, being at clubs, saying that like his brother would DJ, his other brother would like do like emceeing, you know what I mean? And like he would do the breaking. So it was like really, really cool to see that like all that was happening. And then he wanted to like just pass that down, I guess. But it's more like, hey, I'm gonna teach you a little bit. And if you like it, you like it, So I actually started to love it. So I just kept dancing and everything.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm sure, just seeing you grow with it, is really, really awesome to see, in your dad's footsteps and seeing what he was doing and now passing that down to you and growing with it as well. That's awesome. That's a really cool experience. So I want to ask you too, so what are some of the challenges that you've experienced as a dancer? Because a lot of dancers today in the community, they go through a lot of different challenges and everyone is different. Everyone experiences so many different challenges, right? So what are some of the challenges that you face and that you perhaps are facing now as a dancer in the community?
Honestly, I think the problem, like in this area, Reading, that a lot of dancers face, and especially me face, is the whole, I guess, clash. I want to say clash, maybe bump aheads of just being able to organize and come together as a community. Like everyone's more like, well, I'm this, I'm that, and it's like it kind of divides us, because it makes me feel like everyone's against each other or it's like a competition. But it's like, it's not really a competition. So like, that's a little bit of what I face as like a lot of dancers with like that silent like beef, I guess. And it's just like, I don't know, that's a real big thing because that stops the community from growing, because there's so much that we could be doing out here, but everyone's like, I don't want to be a part of that. They only want to be a part of it if it's their thing. But, because I have my own thing or someone has their own thing, they kind of like, don't want to be a part of it. That's what I've been facing recently, and I kind of like why I want to, open this space up to let all creatives come in here. That way we can all dance, create, do whatever, and then also eventually have battles, and then be able to have like somewhere that we can like squash all the beef, build a community, and then like start to like grow that way. When we're older and we can't dance no more, we have like like this legacy that we leave for our kids or our friends' kids or just random kids that just want to dance and get out the street. That's
Wow,
like, yeah.
that's amazing. You know, I think it's so interesting because, you know, the dance community itself, right, is supposed to bring people together. Dance
Right.
is supposed to bring people together, right?
Right.
And, you know, I think a lot of times what happens is that with different people in different communities, you know, there's always this mindset of competition. Oh, I want to be better than you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than helping that dancer, your fellow dancer, to grow with you. Right.
Right.
And then once you grow together, you become more powerful. Right. Because now you're doing it together as one.
Right.
You're moving as one. Right.
Yeah.
And so you're moving as a community. So I really love that. And I know we talked previously about what you're trying to do during the week, like doing like Cyphers and things like that.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk a little bit about that?
Oh, cool. So we have Cyphers every Wednesday. It's free for everyone. It's literally just to get everyone moving and grooving. We started out at City Park because it was summertime. You know, we thought it was good enough area that we can just, you know, throw down a cypher. We have a portable speaker, and we really just made that so everyone could feel welcome, like especially the new dancers and then the old dancers as well, because there's a lot of dancers that haven't been dancing for a while, and then like, you know, they might want to pop up and then be a part of it. And then also we have new dancers. I was like, wow, I'm not good enough to do this. And I'm like, no, this is why we have the cypher. So you guys can see that like dancers like me, dancers like anyone that you might say like, oh wow, he's way too good, or, you know, I could never be part of that crew or whatever. You won't feel that, like it won't be that barrier. So then it'll be able to make us like be able to grow together. That way, like, don't worry about it. Like if you can't do this or whatever, I can show you, I can teach you. And maybe if you have something that I don't know how to do, maybe I could learn from you. Like the one dancer that we're gonna be dancing with today, Oliver, he does tap, which is really cool. Like he does tap dancing, and that's his like first style. And he does K-pop, and I'm like, oh crap! Like, you know, I'll learn something from you, and you learn something from me, and then that's how we kind of like grew that bond. And now we're like always dancing. Like it started out with just every Wednesday to like hit me up like whenever you're at the studio doing something, let me know I'm there. And it's like, it's a really cool thing.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So I love the fact that you build a relationship, you know, and you like, and that's like your goal is like to build relationships with dancers, right? Because we gotta look out for each other. We have to, right? Mm-hmm. It's not always about looking out for yourself, but I love the fact that your goal is to look out for other fellow dancers, and you're creating that space for them, right? And so that goes into what I also want to ask you as well. So from a dancer perspective, like what would you like to do in the community? What would you like to see more of in the city of Reading, in the community, in the dance community? Definitely
bigger cyphers. Like the thing that they have in Philly, I don't know. I went there like one time. I guess it's like a once a month thing. It's a cypher that they do, and it's like literally, I don't know how much you pay. I think it's like $5 or whatever to get in. But everyone's just dancing. It's way bigger. They have a DJ, and everyone's locking down. Like everyone got different styles. So I definitely want to see bigger events for cyphers and like dance events, etc. And then also the battles. That would be the main thing, because traveling for everyone. Like not everyone has a car out here. Not everyone could go to Philly or to New Jersey or to New York for a battle. But having it here, maybe we can then you know, start something up. Like I know in Pottstown, is that where they're located? The one that the cipher that the can't even think of it.
It's a cipher, yes.
The one the battle that you guys just got on My City.
Mm-hmm. Was it I'm not sure if it was
all
like
style. It was an all-style
battle, like Nothing But Style.
Nothing But Style. Yeah,
Anthony
like
Cordero, Emily. Yeah.
Even that there's like basically what I was trying to say. Even though that they're close, like that's close to us, still like because if we don't have a car, we can't figure it out. Like, you know, that's still far. And plus we have our jobs and stuff, and not all the time we can make it out. But if we had something where it's like walking distance, I think that would like bring more dancers out the woodwork. You know what I mean? They'll start to be like, oh, I'll go. So that would be the main goal, is to just bring the community together. Because like dancing's fun. Like I know people now that like want to come here just to watch me dance, and I'm like, man, I just wish like this space was bigger. But I'm like, you know what? It's the start. But I know eventually when the space gets super big and we have a big venue, then we'll have like spectators. I would love to just watch the kids dance and throw down, because it's better than having them just run around like and just do God knows what, you know? dancing's fun, and, you know. So
Yeah, absolutely. And dance is that activity that you really want people to come together and really stay out of trouble, right? And that's
Right.
what it is. It's a positive activity, right? And so, Richie, how would you encourage dancers? What is one thing that you would tell dancers, like something encouraging before we close?
Oh, definitely get out your head. I always say that to everyone whenever I teach a choreo and whenever someone can't get out, like, get out your head. Just let it all out, and then just embody the music. Like, you know, that way you can learn the process better. And then also another tip or advice I would say is don't give up. Like, because there's gonna be times where you're gonna be like, damn, I'm so washed out. Like, you know, there's times where I can get around a little kid and they'll kill it, and I'll just be like, man, this kid is like only like this age, and I'm like, I was at that age dancing, and I wasn't even anywhere close to where this person is at. So it was like really, really cool that like, you know, we could experience that. I'm getting lost.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
no, that's good. That's great. That's great. Well, that's so awesome, Richie. I'm glad that, you know, that encouragement can really help dancers, a lot of dancers that will be watching this, and even others, non-dancers too, that can be encouraged by your story. So thank you so much for coming onto My City Dance Series platform. And, you know, we're looking forward to seeing some of your dancing and a lot of the things that you'll be doing in the near future. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a blessing. Thank you.
You're welcome.